Welcome, I am Terry Tropin, and today I'll be discussing the March 2023 updates for CPT codes. These are in addition to the changes made previously. For links to the previous changes and to these changes, see the introduction to this video. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. Here are my credentials, right here. And here are the books I have written. Evaluation and Management Coding Made Easy, and this book includes the 2023 March updates. ICD-10 CM Coding Guidelines Made Easy and ICD-10 PCS Coding Guidelines Made Easy. These books are available on Amazon and they're updated every year. So here is an overview of what I'm going to talk about today. There's a few changes in a bunch of different sections of CPT. So first of all, in the surgical section, there are changes in the cardiovascular system, digestive system, and urinary system. There are also changes in the medicine section, changes in the pathology and laboratory section, category 3 codes, and changes to appendices P, Q, and T, and one change in the index. Now, a lot of these are substantive changes. Some of these are substantive changes. Some are just corrections of typos. But it's important to have all of this and mark up these changes in your books. Okay, let's start with the surgery section of CPT, starting with the cardiovascular system. In the subsection within cardiovascular, heart and pericardium, you have the guidelines are revised, and this is just a definition. The codes say TPVI. And this is defined. It's percutaneous pulmonary artery revascularization by stent placement. Okay, so the guidelines now read, this is the guidelines before the subsection endovascular repair. It says, gives diagnostic catheterization, diagnostic angiography codes, and lists the codes. Should not be used with these codes. And it says 1, 2, 3, and in each of those, TPVI is replaced by percutaneous pulmonary artery vascularization by stent placement. So it's defining the term rather than just having initials, which is good. Okay, then we have also changes in the digestive system. In the subsection, intestines except rectum, other procedures. These are 44700, 44705. There's a parenthetical note following 44705 was revised by removing the term or enema. So we have 44705, preparation of fecal microbiota for installation, including assessment of donor specimen. 3 parentheticals under that. First one's not changed. The second one crossed out or enema. And the third one is for installation of fecal microbiota suspension via rectal enema. So it took enema out of the second one because it's already in the third one, and that refers you to 0780T. Okay, the urinary system. Subsection bladder, transurethral surgery, urethra, and bladder. It's 52204, 52318. So a code was taken out in category 3, 0499T, but now it's been reinstated, and I'll talk about that more when I talk about category 3. And the parenthetical following code 52281 was also reinstated, put back in. So 52281, cystourethroplasty with calibration and or dilation of urethral stricture or stenosis, with or without myotomy, with or without injection procedure for cystography, male or female. So it says to report, added back the note, the parenthetical, to report cystourethroplasty with urethral therapeutic drug delivery use 0499T. 0499T is cystourethroplasty with mechanical dilation, urethral therapeutic drug delivery for urethral stricture or stenosis, including fluoroscopy when performed. So this was taken out and then it was put back. Okay, so that's all the changes to the medicine section. Changes were also, the surgical section, changes were also made in the medicine section. So in the subsection, medical section, cardiovascular non-invasive physiologic studies and procedures. So we're looking at 93701, 93790. So there's a duplication error. 93745 is listed twice under two different descriptions. Okay, so if you go to that page, you'll see 93701 followed by 93745 bioimpedance derived physiologic cardiovascular analysis for lymphedema assessment. That should be 93702. 93745 is a completely different code. It's in the next column, and it is my book. It might be on the next page in yours. But so you cross out 93745 and replace that with 93702. A simple typographical error, but important. Okay, let's look at the pathology and lab sections. Changes were made to the subsection genomic sequencing procedures and other molecular multi-analyte assays, 81410, 81471. So the parenthetical following the introductory paragraphs to this subsection is a parenthetical for cystogenomic analysis for constitutional chromosomal abnormalities, and it lists a bunch of codes. And so this adds this code here to the list. Okay, so that was pretty quick, no big deal. Changes were also made to category 3 codes. Remember we talked about 0499T. So that code is put back in category 3, and the parentheticals under it, under 0499T and 0619T were changed. Okay, and also remember under the code in the urinary system, the reference to 0499T was put back. So 0499T is cystourethroplasty, mechanical dilation, and urethral therapeutic drug delivery for urethral stricture or stenosis, including fluoroscopy when performed. So what's interesting is that previously it had its sunset 2023, which is why it was deleted. Sunset 2023 was deleted, is now 2028. So this is when the code will be moved out of category 3 and either moved into the regular CPT codes or just deleted altogether. So it used to be 2023 and now it's 2028. Okay. And also added to that is a parenthetical, do not report 0499T in conjunction with 52281, 52283. And of course, the line 0499T has been deleted. That's crossed out. And it also says for cystourethroplasty with urethral therapeutic drug delivery, use 53899. Okay, so we also see 0619T, cystourethroplasty with transurethral anterior prostate commissurotomy and drug delivery, including transrectal ultrasound and fluoroscopy when performed. There's a parenthetical under that, and you see that 0499T has been added under the do not report parenthetical under this code. Okay, so let's look at the appendices. So first we have Appendix P, which is a list of codes that can be used for telemedicine service. So this is the patient and the physician and the provider talking to each other synchronous. This is a listing of codes that may be reported synchronous telemedical services and use modifier 95. So what happened is what they did was they added a bunch of codes to those that can be used for these telemedicine services. So you added all of these codes to that list. So that's important. And these codes, of course, are identified in CPT with a star symbol. Of course, they're not because they've just been added, but they should be. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, Appendix Q. Okay, can you find this change? It's kind of hidden. This is a severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 vaccines. So under 91300, over here, did you find it? They crossed out 180 or more days. Okay, so that's where this change is. You have to look kind of closely to find it. Another change was made in Appendix Q. Can you find this one? In the 6th column, this is even harder to find. The code had an extra digit in it. It had a digit 7, 80777, 0279, 057. It should just be 05. Okay, and then we get to Appendix T. This appendix lists codes that can be reported for audio-only telemedicine services. Before we were talking about telemedicine services that are audio video. These are only audio. So this is a summary of CPT codes that may be used for reporting audio-only services, and you use the modifier 93. Procedures on this list include electronic communication using interactive telecommunications equipment that includes at a minimum audio. So again, we have added a bunch of codes to that list. Okay, and finally, a change was made to the CPT Index. So the term is listed as canaloplasty. And what they did is they deleted the 0, so it's canaloplasty. Okay, so a lot of changes in a lot of different areas, and they seem like they might not be important, but they are important, and you should write these into your book. Here are the changes you should write in your book. Turn to the codes for endovascular repair of congenital heart and vascular defects, 33894, 33904. So after the introduction, write in TPVI equals percutaneous pulmonary artery revascularization by stent placement. Okay, so write it in. So then turn to code 44705 in the digestive system. In the second parenthetical under this code, cross out or enema. That's really important because the parenthetical under that includes enema. So you can't have enema in both. So cross out enema in 44705. In the urinary system, find 52281, write in the parenthetical, to report cystourethropy with urethral therapeutic drug delivery, use 0499T. So write that into your book. So in the medicine section, find code 93745 under code 93701. Cross it out and write in 93702 for bioimpedance-derived physiologic cardiovascular analysis for lymphedema assessments. Remember that 93745 is in another column, and it's totally different code. So you want to make sure that you have 93702 in there. Okay, then turn to codes in the pathology and laboratory section, 91410 and 91471. In the parenthetical following the introduction to this section, add code 81349. Okay, so going on. In category 3, cross out 0499T has been deleted and write in the code again because it has not been deleted, it's been reinstated. 0499T, cystourethropy with mechanical dilation and so forth. And then find code, also in category 3, 0619T. In the parenthetical under this code, add 0499T. Okay, keep on. Now we're talking about the appendices. So these are really important. In Appendix P, add these codes to the list. So these codes can now be used for telemedicine. So write these codes in and then find each of these codes in the main part of your CPT book and add the star symbol in front of each of them. So you know that these can be provided using telemedicine services. Okay, and then in Appendix Q, find code 91300 in the table. In the last column, cross out 180 or more days. Also in Appendix Q, find code 91311 in the table. in the 6th column, change the second NDC from 8077702 to 79057 and cross out that 7, that final 7. Okay. So, and also in Appendix T, you want to add some more codes. These are also telemedicine, audio only. And add these codes in there, these listed codes. Then find these codes in the main part of the book and add the megaphone symbol in front of each to indicate these can be provided using audio telemedicine only. Okay, one final entry. Go to the CPT Index entry for canaloplasty, cross out the letter O. Now, in the introduction to this video is the link to all of these changes if you want to see another list of them. But it's really important to mark these in your book so that you can have up-to-date all the correct information in your CPT book. Okay, that completes this video. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to contact me. Here's where you can contact me. Here are my books on Amazon, all up to date for 2023. If you want a copy of these slides, give me a thanks and send me your email so that I can send you the PDF and indicate which one of the videos you would like to have. Thank you so much for listening. I hope this was helpful.